It's a safe bet that many of your favorite TV shows were first produced during what is known as pilot season, which starts at the end of January and runs through April or May. But even with the multitude of network and cable stations and streaming platforms, not every show produced during pilot season makes it to air. Even though shows have been ordered and shot, they still need to be screened to focus groups, and then either greenlit to go to series, or as in most cases, the idea is scrapped entirely. Case in point, Global Frequency. Did you ever have one of those periods in life when nothing ever went right? Imagine being Detective Sean Flynn, recently suspended from the department, who happens to stumble upon a half-dissolved corpse in an alleyway and decides to pick up a ringing cell phone next to the dead body.
Hello?
621?
Who's this?
Who is this?
System alert. Voice mismatch.
We have a protocol breach. 621 in San Francisco is not active. This is not 621 on the phone.
No, this isn't 621. Listen, who's this? Hello?
A female voice on the other end of the phone, who identifies herself as Aleph, announces that he is on the Global Frequency, a secret rogue intelligence agency that answers to no one, which is considered to be a conspiracy theory or urban legend.
Oh, well, that's a step up. We're usually a fairy tale.
As it turns out, the Global Frequency is real, and Sean is now in direct contact with the woman who runs the agency, the no-nonsense hard as nails former NSA agent and martial arts expert only known as Miranda Zero. The corpse was an asset, and now that he's dead, Miranda needs Sean's help until backup arrives.
Why isn't this guy running away screaming?
What is this?
We've been satellite tracking small intense bursts of strange radiation for about 2 months now.
2 weeks ago, we could barely detect these flare-ups. Now they're spiking 2 or 3 times a day and doing that. Whatever the source is, it's getting worse, faster. Now, according to our projections, these blasts will become big enough to rip apart entire city blocks within 55 minutes. I need you to collect data from the scene.
No, There's half a guy here and Alpha...
Aleph.
Whatever girl said radiation.
Oh, like, one time.
Sean is naturally reluctant, but Miranda explains that her agency's sole goal is to protect the world from global threats that are too scary for the general public to know anything about, which means the Global Frequency operates on a strict need-to-know basis. Whenever someone who's deemed trustworthy is close and can help with the case, they are immediately contacted by Aleph, the organization's operator. Now, it's Sean's chance to help. His curiosity is piqued, so he agrees. Just as an official member of the Global Frequency arrives on the scene, the brilliant scientist, Dr. Katrina Finch. Sean's natural detective skills help recreate the crime scene and provide clues to their next course of action, to track down a Russian scientist who somehow has the uncontrollable ability to emit a telekinetic magnetic pulse that destroys everything in the vicinity, people included. Kate, as Sean is fond of calling her, utilizes her scientific know-how to keep them from being killed during their encounter with the deadly Russian.
I'm not melted.
Whatever energy field he sets up, it doesn't interact well with liquids. Glass. The glass shower. On a molecular level, glass is a liquid.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh.
And they're able to pass along information that sets Miranda off on a mission of her own, as she pulls a Matrix-style forced entry into a military facility.
Left.
Yeah, Aleph, there's a keyboard access to the retinal scanner.
Oops.
Did you just say...
Use the phone, I'll decrypt. In 5, 4, 3, 2.
I can't believe I'm letting you do this to me.
You didn't doubt me, did you?
The pursuit continues and Sean and Kate eventually track the Russian to a power plant. The problem is, his power is growing exponentially and he can no longer contain it, and his nearness to the turbines inside the power plant will extend the radius of the inevitable explosion. Sean must go out and recruit a nearby civilian with a specialized set of skills into the global frequency to help shut down the power plant.
She did it.
He'll still overload in 15 to 30 seconds. You can get to him now. Go!
Okay, Liz got me in. What's the plan?
Sean, can you get your hands on a gun?
Yeah, I got it.
I'm sorry, but you'll have to destroy the chip while it's still in his head.
No. No.
This is not the solution that I would prefer.
I'm not shooting a man in cold blood.
You do understand that if you don't do this, you will die.
Fine.
And Dr. Finch dies. And that young girl you just pulled out of bed dies. And 3 million other people die. Sean, this is what we do. We make the choices and we accept the consequences. We walk with blood on our hands so that other people don't have to.
The 45-minute pilot was put together by Mark Burnett in 2005, and while it borrows heavily from the graphic novel storyline titled, appropriately enough, Bombhead, unlike the printed version, which had an ever-changing cast of field agents, Sean and Kate were to be regulars along with Miranda and Aleph, with other frequency members making appearances as needed in supporting roles. It was originally intended to air on the WB, now the CW, soon to be something else, but when the network passed on it, the unaired pilot was leaked onto the internet in June 2005. Although it was popular and critically acclaimed, Warner Brothers was so annoyed by the leak that they put their foot down and killed the project completely, this according to creator Warren Ellis. Production Weekly's Twitter feed in November 2009 revealed that a new television adaptation of Global Frequency was being worked on by the CW and writer Scott Nemurfro. And in November 2014, a new pilot by Jerry Bruckheimer and written by Rockne S. O'Bannon was reportedly being produced by Fox, but by February 2015, Fox didn't order the pilot citing problems with the script. I didn't so much get this reading the graphic novel, but after watching the pilot, it reminded me of a short-lived TV show starring Rod Taylor, Kirstie Alley, and Greg Evigan, named Masquerade, which was a Mission Impossible-type show, but instead of using trained agents, Rod would convince civilians who have the particular skills needed for the mission of the week to.
The United States of America would like to invite you to come spy with me.
But back to Global Frequency. I think the special effects were on par with those on television at the time, and I personally would have liked to see where the show was headed. This, of course, has nothing to do with the fact that I've been in love with Michelle Forbes since her first appearance as Ro Laren in Season 5 Episode 3 of Star Trek, The Next Generation, the aptly titled Ensign Ro.
There will be members of this crew who will not want to serve with Ensign Laren, sir.
They'll have to learn to live with it.
I intend to demand the highest level of performance from her.
I would expect nothing less. Won't be for long, Will. Come! Yes, Ensign Laren, please sit down.
Ensign Rowe, sir.
I beg your pardon.
The Bajoran custom has the family name first, the individual's name second. I am properly addressed as Ensign Rowe.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
No, there's no reason you should. It's an old custom. Most Bajor these days accept the distortion of their names in order to assimilate. I do not.
I wish to be candid with you, Ensign.
Please.
I'm fully aware of your Starfleet record, of your problems on other ships, and the incident at Garon 2 that led to your court-martial. And I'm concerned about your presence on this delicate mission.
I don't want to be here any more than you want me to be here, sir.
Then why did you take this assignment?
If I may be equally candid, it's better than prison.
Better than prison? There are officers who wait years to serve on this ship.
Being called back into Starfleet was not my idea.
Nor ours.
Nevertheless, we will all be serving together. Commander Riker and I have expectations of you.
Captain, I know the routine. You don't have to worry about me. We're stuck with each other. So let's just get this over with as quickly as possible and go our own separate ways, okay?
Dismissed.
How can you not love her? The Global Frequency's tagline is, "There are rumors of a conspiracy called the Global Frequency." A group of spies, experts, and ordinary people. They save us from threats that no one else sees or understands. The Global Frequency is real. Based on that alone, not only would I personally love to be on the Global Frequency, but I think I would have loved for the Global Frequency to be on the air.
John Flynn.
Take flight control. Hello, 108.
You are on the Global Frequency.